Howdy collaborator, a lot of you have been asking about spell combos and how to perform them. And at this point in time there's 20 spells and around 7 actual spell combos, including some other miscellaneous things. And as an added note, some of these spell combos can be performed by using different spells together, but I'll show you just one for the sake of time. This is because the way it works is not actually spell related, but more like whatever it leaves on the ground, and those generally create more spell combos. But that would be way too confusing, so just think of it as spell plus spell equals big boy spell. So this first one isn't really a spell combo, but it will show you that elements react to one another. So as you can see, I have acid puddles on the ground. And it will create lightning strikes once it's interacting with that. However, lightning does not like to play ball with pyro in this case, but acid does like to play ball with fireball, and then creates a whole chain reaction again. Acid is generally very good to interact with other elements, and as a bonus tip, you are able to perform some of these elemental combos by using the bow, for example. This also actually leaves the scorch marks on the ground, which is something not all secondary weapons do. For example, if you put acid on the bow and perform a Firebeam, you can shoot that right in the Firebeam and then create a fire tornado. This also works if you throw a Geyser or thrower in there, or even a bubble, just any acid attack. As long as it creates acid pools on the ground, it will create a fire tornado. Next up, we're going to look at a Geyser. This one has some interesting properties as well, as when you combine it with fire, it creates an explosive geyser. However, perform an electric attack instead, and it creates a ton of geysers. And these individually will still work with fireball, or any fire attack. As a side bonus, it will also create thunder strikes around the acid pools. But this is more of a side effect of what we looked at earlier, because it creates acid pools on the ground. Those will create shockwaves. For the next one, we need bubble and any form of electric on the floor. This can be either the bow, strikes, or thunder strike even. Just make sure it is scorched by electricity. Throw in a bubble. And it creates a bunch more bubbles. And that leaves a huge electricity spot on the floor. Up next is one of the newest spells, and this is Rain, combined with any electric form. And it doesn't even work often, there we go. I'm not 100% sure how this one works exactly, but once you use electric, when it's raining, it will shoot down lightning strikes on enemies. But I don't really recommend using this one, because it seems to be kind of inconsistent. And as for my favorite one, the Wisp. It can be shot with electric, turning into a blue wisp. As you can see, well, if you can see him, he will zip around dealing a ton of damage, and this actually clears the field pretty nicely, but it is kind of hard to get him into his electric form, as he already zips around to begin with. And finally, we have one with Voodoo. This is one of the newly added ones as well, and this one specifically works with the burn marks on the ground. It doesn't matter which ones they are, they could be acid, electric, or pyro. Similarly, it doesn't matter which voodoo spell you use, as once you use one, it will create candles over each and every single scorch mark. And these candles will heal you for about 3 HP. And those are all spell combos that are in the game as of the Steam Next Fest demo 2026. Again, some of these have multiple ways of activating them, but these are some of the easier ways to activate each individual spell combo. If you want to know more about the game, leave it in the comments down below, and happy hunting, partner.